Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Raw Feed. You are here and we are live. Good evening and welcome to the show that's keeping America informed, whether the powers that be like it or not. I'm Gary Franchi. Tonight, we're diving deep into the stories that the mainstream media, they don't want you to hear. But before we get started, I want to remind you that this isn't just any ordinary news show. It's a two-way street, folks. We're streaming live on YouTube to millions worldwide. We're also on Rumble and X, so you need to make sure you follow us there. And let me tell you, your voice matters here throughout the show. We will be interacting with you, our viewers, in the live chat. Your reactions, your thought, they're not just welcome, they are essential. Now, here's a little insider tip for you. Share the stream via text message. That's right. Why? Because it bypasses the algorithm that's trying to keep this information from spreading. That's right. The tech giants don't want you to know what we're about to tell you, so spread the word. Let's beat them at their own game. And for those of you watching on Rumble, we've got something special just for you. Send us your Rumble rants, and you might just see yourself featured on the show. In fact, you will see yourself featured on the show. And subscribe to the Rumble channel. Trust me, you don't want to miss what is coming. Now, let's talk about what we are covering tonight, because it's going to be a wild ride. First up, we're tackling the border crisis. And when I say crisis, I mean catastrophe. We've got exclusive numbers that will make your hair stand on end. Kamala Harris, our so-called border czar, she's got some explaining to do. Then, we're diving into the panic buying that's sweeping the nation, empty shelves, hoarding like it's 2020 all over again. But why? We have the inside scoop. We're also celebrating a massive win for free speech. Governor Newsom tried to silence political parodies, but guess what? He got shut down. We'll break down what this means for your First Amendment rights. Your right to meme. And speaking of silencing, wait until you hear what we've uncovered about MSNBC. Let's just say their unbiased reporting isn't so unbiased after all. And finally, we're ending on a lighter note. Or is it? Bigfoot sightings are making a comeback, and you won't believe the footage that we are going to show you tonight. But here's the thing, folks. This platform for truth, it doesn't just run on air. We need your support to keep bringing you the news that matters. The donation link is in the description. Every dollar helps us fight against those who want to keep you in the dark. So are you ready? Because the truth starts now, and it's one wild ride you don't want to miss. The Next News Network is just getting started, and now it's time to welcome you to the Raw Feed. Who is in the house tonight? Chime in with your city, your state, your location, whatever you're comfortable with disclosing, what kind of device you're watching on, a smartphone, a tablet, a smart TV, laptop, PC, whatever it is. Maria's here. We got Dave in the house. In Simulation is here. We got Running Bear Tez Brooks. Sure You is in the house wielding the wrench of power. Underworld is here. Pothead Kenny, what's up, man? William D, Running Bear, Maria. We've got Earl Hardwoods in the house. We've got Epicurean is here. We got U4I is here as well. We got, who else? Jack is in the house. Trump America 2024. Maj MC is here. Who else? We got the Nightbot, of course. We got Tez. Who else? Let's see who else. Come on. Chime in. Who's here? Tell me who's here. We got Peta Luma Sean is here. Black Clover Digital. Art is chiming in from Fort Worth, Texas. We got Carly in Missouri. Who else? We got Washington State. Bets Outdoors is here. Let's see. Jen is here, and she's busy, but she made it. She made it just in time. We got Gene in New York. Eric from the communist state of Illinois. Yeah. Yes, I'm in the same state, my friend. Truthaholic is here. What's up, man? Dave is in Winfield, Illinois. Scott is in Kissimmee, Florida. We got Pothead Kenny from Kentucky on phone and TV. He's double dipping tonight. Doll is here from Montana. Windy Hill Farm is here from A. Okay. Sure. Who else is here? Biggie from Trumpland. Colorado's in the house. Freedom versus communism. We've got Phantom Meadow from Washington. And Heidi from Bambi, Colorado. Is that a real place? We got Joseph from Colorado as well. Joseph, is Bambi, Colorado a real place? We got Elsie is here. Eric from Indianapolis is in the house. We got Death Pile Picker from Lake Villa, Illinois. Another fellow Illinoisian in the house. We got Terry from Oregon. We got Leanne from Southeast Michigan. Captain Don Kevlar in the house. Alberta, Canada is here. What's up, Misty? Prepperines? Colorado. What's up? Richard says, I am here. What's up, Richard? Welcome to the show. Susan from Sun City, West Arizona in the house. We got Bandsaw Bandit from Australia. Wow. You're all the way on the other side of the world. What's the date there? Bandsaw. We got, who else is in the house? Real quick, we got to get the news going, so I just want to make sure we welcome all of our friends and family. We got Tammy from Kansas, PG-13 Funnies from Central New Jersey, Tim from Illinois, another Illinois local. What's up, Illinois? We got Bully Crusher from Hurricane, Utah. Is that a real place? Come on, you guys are making these names up. Bambi, Hurricane, come on, guys. Truthaholic is in the house. Who else? We got Heidi from Aurora, Colorado. We got Chris from Hawaii. What's up, Hawaii? Man, I wish I could be in Hawaii right now. We got Tampa Bay. How you guys holding up down there in Tampa Bay? Yoha Noha. Let's see. We got, watching from the UN headquarters in Tel Aviv, Israel, 75 Samurai. Come on. The UN headquarters in Tel Aviv. Okay. Is that really? Is that for real? Are you trolling me? Come on now. Patricia from Kalamazoo, Michigan in the house. Another webmaster guru, Bloxy from Australia. Love my Aussie family. Yes, it is all great to see you. We got Sonny Ray from Wisconsin, Illinois' backyard. We got Denali from Battleground, PA. Irony Rose from the foothills of North Carolina. Waste of Meme, San Diego. James sending his greetings very simply. Eddie from Alta Vista. And who is this? Battleground, PA, Denali. Irony Rose, we said that. Is Kamala an onion or a Brussels sprout? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't want to Google it either. Okay. Kamala Zoo. I get it, Patricia. I get it. The First Thessalonians 5:21 from Ohio is here. Hempville, Texas. Cloanne. Palatine. What's up, Palatine? Knight Rider 455. Palatine. Yes, I spent some time in Palatine in my youth with our friends. Okay, we got some news we got to get to. Especially what happened with Ben and Terry Newsom. Got a lot of border news, lots of interesting stuff I have hand-selected for you guys tonight. So I want to make sure you stick around for all of it. And especially the panic buying that's going on. We've got that a little bit in a later segment of the show. So, but first we got to break down what's happening. This border crisis is spiraling out of control, and Ben and Terry are on the case. Love those guys. Okay, let's get started with that. Tonight we begin with a shocking story of journalism under attack. Reporters Terry Newsom and Ben Bergquam, both friends of the show here, were physically assaulted while investigating a migrant center in Chicago. But why such aggression? What are they trying to hide? And this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. We'll dive into the border crisis that's flooding our cities, and the staggering numbers will make your jaw drop, and the complete failure of leadership from our so-called border czar, Kamala Harris. Now listen up, America. While our country faces an unprecedented border crisis, your financial security is at stake too. Our national debt has skyrocketed past $35 trillion. The government's borrowing just to pay interest, digging us deeper into a hole. Meanwhile, gold prices are soaring past $2,400 an ounce. Smart investors are abandoning paper money for what our Constitution deems real wealth, gold and silver. If you've got funds in a low-interest account or 401k, it's time to act. Call Noble Gold Investments at 888-700-4148 now. Mention Next News for VIP treatment and a free 2024 Wealth Protection Guide. Remember, without gold, you don't have true wealth. Okay, so Terry sent this to me yesterday, and I really need to bring this to your attention. Ben Bergquam and I were harassed and pushed by Garda security at the Chicago Venezuelan Haitian Center. NGO manager lied, claiming the Holiday Inn was federal property. So suddenly the feds are taking over hotels? Federal property? And then attempted to claim they were federally trespassing falsely. We have the exclusive video for you now. Let's watch.
Because this is federal property.
Okay, go ahead. This is not federal property. This is not federal property.
What is
that? It's not federal property.
Wait. What does that mean? It's federal property.
Why y'all just can't go out and
Don't touch me.
You touching me?
You push.
Get out of my way, boy.
You pushed me first.
No,
bro.
you did.
It's on camera. You pushed me
He's
first.
been violent with the other officer. You all just go ahead. You all just go ahead. You all just go ahead. Thank you.
No, look, I don't want to cause any problems with you guys. I think it's interesting that I'm driving
This is no longer open to the public. You all can find another hotel.
So this is a federal building.
federal property.
This is federal property is what you're saying.
Can we just confirm that?
It's federal property. You're saying it's federal property.
So do you work for the federal government? Or are you with the city of Chicago? How much are you guys making, by the way? I heard minimum's about $160,000. Is that what you guys are making?
This doesn't look closed.
No, it's definitely not closed. Only to American citizens.
Excuse me, I have asked you to exit our property. Would you please get off the property? As of now, you are.
Well, yeah, but this is a Holiday Inn, isn't it?
You are trespassing. You have
On a
been
Holiday
told-
Inn.
You are trespassing.
I'm back. Yeah.
Please.
You know that guy?
That was before you were here, the week before.
Okay.
I got his facial recognition. I know exactly who he is.
Okay. Is he part of the organization?
He's a NGO.
So can you guys just say, so I was told you guys make about 160,000, is that right? About 160,000 for emergency management? There's no sign saying you can't come in.
No, there's no federal signs.
I mean, if this is not open to the public, you would think you guys would have some signage. There's nothing that says I can't come in here. But this is what you got, guys. This is what you got. Your tax dollars hard at work.
Doors to close.
Your tax dollars hard at work. Please don't touch me.
Wait.
Please
You're not
get
supposed
off
to
my
touch
property.
it. You
It's
can't
not your
touch
property.
it.
Yes, we have.
Police can't even touch it.
I know, but it's not your property.
It doesn't give you the right to
Please
touch.
leave the property, sir. Please.
We will when the police come in.
Please, right now.
When the police come.
Okay. But right now, I'm asking you gotta get out.
So what do you think about illegally being brought into our country and that you guys are
Protecting them.
Is it worth the money you're getting paid? We're gonna try to get a table at the restaurant. So there's a nice restaurant over on this side as well.
Oh, there he is.
There's our buddy.
Speak to him in Spanish.
No, I guess no restaurant.
Wait,
are they
this is under construction.
Are they eating?
Oh my God, they got their own little private restaurant in here.
Who are these people? I don't know. Very interesting. So there you go.
I missed when he was pushing you. The kid, I didn't have my camera on when he was pushing you. And I was going in the window and he's like, it's nudging me, and I nudge him back. And he's like, oh.
All right, so they get to go in. Not American citizens.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America. The House Judiciary GOP released a report today. Kamala Harris has let at least, ready for this, 1.7 million potential national security threats across the border. An official House Judiciary GOP report has been released. Elon Musk simply replying, wow. Elon Musk also had this to say.
It does not say that, I mean, I'm a big believer in immigration, but to have unvetted immigration at large scale is a recipe for disaster. So I'm in favor of greatly expediting legal immigration, but having a secure southern border, so there's some vetting of who comes into the United States. I think this is just sensible.
And the crowd claps, but of course they're going to call that racist or something. James O'Keefe recently caught some hidden camera footage revealing the Mexican army assisting migrants crossing the border. Now, during the Trump administration, they were keeping them on the other side of the border. Well, now, under a Biden administration, they're actively assisting. We search and rescue people at the border. Well, we make sure they don't cross. Listen to this.
¿Usted es el Ejército Nacional?
20-year-old Jose Luis Ateno is a member of the Mexican Army. He said there had been no movement at this border fence in Campo, California, an hour east of San Diego.
They've been cutting these beams yesterday, today, or they recently?
¿Aquí hay muchos niños que cruzan?
He also said that his role is to, quote, stop migrants from crossing.
¿Lo ayudan? ¿Los ayudan a que crucen? A que no crucen.
But the next day, we observed a vehicle parked at the Mexican Army patrol base right where Jose Luis Ateno was. They were actively assisting illegal immigrants move over the wall and helping them get across. The next day, as you can see, the same vehicle is transporting migrants to the border wall opening just 1,000 yards opposite the Army patrol area. Why did the Mexican Army official tell us there's not much activity, or that Mexican Army doesn't let them cross when you can see migrants in the video crossing?
They're right there, get down!
In the film, Line in the Sand, we answer some of these questions. We utilize hidden cameras in Mexico alongside Mexican military officials and Mexican immigration officials to reveal what's happening. We also explore the United States' potential involvement in all of it. Line in the Sand premieres October 10th, exclusively on the Tucker Carlson Network. Visit.
Wow. That's crazy. On camera, they say, no, we're not helping. But when night falls and the drones are in the air, a different story is told. Of course, here is the border secure Kamala Harris, right? Border Patrol agents in the Swanton sector have apprehended more than 19,000 subjects from 97 different countries since October of 23, which is more than its last 17 fiscal years combined. Look at that hockey stick right there. That is absolutely insane. J.D. Vance going on the offensive.
It's to tell Kamala Harris that the compassionate thing is to close the border. It's to re-elect Donald Trump and bring border security and sanity back to the United States of America.
You saw him there. He's behind glass because the assassination threat is absolutely real. Remember, we reported about 5 assassination teams in the country working to eliminate the Republican ticket, Here's
towns
more.
in the state of Ohio. The debate moderators tried to fact check me on this yesterday. They said what? You know, because here's one of the things I've seen, and I've seen this in small towns in the state of Ohio. I've seen it in Pennsylvania. I've seen it in Michigan. When you let in thousands upon thousands of illegal immigrants who have no legal right to be in this country. Now, of course, you got to put those people somewhere. So you've got illegal aliens competing with Americans for scarce homes. And what does that do? That drives up the cost of housing for a lot of young American families. And I believe that we want young Americans to be able to afford a stake in their own country. We want our young people to be able to afford to buy a home. And that American dream of home ownership has gotten less and less possible because Kamala Harris has let in millions of people who don't deserve to be here. American homes ought to go to American citizens, not to Kamala Harris's illegal aliens.
Amen. Amen. And we know now that Kamala Harris wants to give some level of money, $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. We're learning that could just be for illegals. Let's take a look here at more footage from Ben Bergquam, breaking footage of the Democrats harboring illegals in Chicago, now using unmarked brand new hotels like the Holiday Inn at 7353 South Cicero to disguise Kamala and Biden's illegal invasion operations. Law and Border, Real America's News. Let's listen in here.
All right, just got done with the Trump rally up in Wisconsin. Brand new Holiday Inn on Cicero, south of Midway.
You gotta go that way. It was empty last time.
Can you go through here? Oh, okay, cool. For trying to get a room?
You have to go around.
Okay, to the other side? Okay, thanks. ¿De dónde son? Venezuela? Okay. So we got a family there, Venezuela. So the whole place, brand new Holiday Inn, filled up with illegals.
They're not coming in.
No, what's that?
Can't come in. No, it's not.
I'm a platinum member.
That may be so, but this one is under construction. It's not taking none. You got to go to the one that's over there behind the Dollar Tree. It's not open to the public. I'm sorry.
So okay, so we are confirmed. I can't get a room at the Holiday Inn.
I need y'all to take that. And
Can't get a room at the Holiday Inn because it's full of illegals.
Step back in, officers, so the door can close.
Okay.
Please exit the ground.
So wait, so no
Please
American citizens. No
exit
American
the
citizens.
ground.
Only illegal aliens.
What are we doing
We're just confirming.
This is private property.
It's a Holiday Inn.
It's a Holiday Inn, and I'm a platinum member.
Okay, but I have asked you.
Right, so
I'm a platinum
actually, no
member.
signs. It's under construction, but
Excuse me.
Wait, don't touch my property, bro. You can't touch my property. You can't touch my property.
You got the phone on the
I'm showing because I'm a member. I'm a platinum member of Holiday Inn. I'm trying to get a room.
In this case, if the hotel is closed to the public,
Okay.
we are going to have to call CPD on you because this is federal property at the moment.
Okay, go.
This is federal property?
This is not federal property.
What is that? Wait. What does that mean? It's federal property. So you work for the federal government? Or are you with the city of Chicago? How much are you guys making, by the way? I heard minimum is about $160,000. Is that what you guys are making?
This doesn't look closed.
No, it's definitely not closed. Only to American citizens.
Excuse me, I'm gonna ask you to exit our property.
So can you guys just say? So I was told you guys make about $160,000. Is that right? About $160,000 through emergency management. There's no sign saying you can't come in here.
There's no federal signs.
I mean, if this is not open to the public, you would think you guys would have some signage. There's nothing that says I can't come in here. But this is what you got, guys. Your tax dollars, hard at work. What do you think about illegals being brought into our country and that you guys are protecting them? Is it worth the money you're getting paid? All right, so they get to go in, but not American citizens.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America. Hey, we're paying for it. You're paying for it, guys. So brand new Holiday Inn. We were here when it wasn't open yet. and now it's open. Now it's full of illegals, and we tried to go in. I'm traveling down to Cincinnati. I'm a platinum member with Holiday Inn. Tried to go in to get a room. They wouldn't let us in the building. There's no signage that says anything out here. Wouldn't let us in the building, and then actually started getting physical with us, trying to block our cameras.
Who did that?
Kamala. Kamala, I did that. Yes, that's right. That's right. The shirt right there.
Kamala
she did that.
Remember, she did that.
Prende de agua. There you go. So they get to go in.
We're treated like criminals.
Yeah, American citizens? No. We were just told that it's under construction. Why do you need metal detectors?
Back away from my door.
Why do you need metal detectors? Are they violent?
Back away.
I just noticed that.
Back away from
Look at this. There's metal detectors for everybody who's going through here. This is wild. Why would you
These
need,
are innocent asylum seekers.
why would you need metal detectors in a hotel? Why does Holiday Inn need metal detectors?
Because they're innocent asylum seekers.
What could they be bringing in? That is wild. Look at this. They're even wanding the kids. What are the kids bringing in here?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is crazy. You're a nice lady. You're a nice lady. That's good. That's good. You gotta be taller. You gotta be taller. Taller.
That's too tall.
Metal detectors for the innocent, right? Yeah. Here is J.D. Vance obliterating just a couple days ago in that debate Kamala Harris for failing to protect the southern border.
She enabled
it is
1 minute.
worth every second.
Margaret, my point is that we already have massive child separations thanks to Kamala Harris's open border. And I didn't accuse Kamala Harris of inviting drug mules. I said that she enabled the Mexican drug cartels to operate freely in this country. And we know that they use children as drug mules. And it is a disgrace, and it has to stop. Look, I think what Tim said just doesn't pass the smell test. For 3 years, Kamala Harris went out bragging that she was going to undo Donald Trump's border policy. She did exactly that. We had a record number of illegal crossings. We had a record number of fentanyl coming into our country. And now that she's running for president, or a few months before, she says that somehow she got religion and cared a lot about a piece of legislation. The only thing that she did when she became the vice president, when she became the appointed border czar, was to undo 94 Donald Trump executive actions that opened the border. This problem is leading to massive problems in the United States of America. Parents who can't afford health care, schools that are overwhelmed. It's got to stop, and it will when Donald Trump is president again.
Senator, your time.
Look, Margaret, first of all, the gross majority of what we need to do at the southern border is just empowering law enforcement to do their job. I've been to the southern border more than our border czar, Kamala Harris, has been, and it's actually heartbreaking because the Border Patrol agents, they just want to be empowered to do their job. Of course, additional resources would help, but most of this is about the president and the vice president empowering our law enforcement to say, if you try to come across the border illegally, you've got to stay in Mexico, you've got to go back through proper channels. Now, Governor Walz brought up the community of Springfield, and he's very worried about the things that I've said in Springfield. Look, in Springfield, Ohio, and in communities all across this country, you've got schools that are overwhelmed. You've got hospitals that are overwhelmed. You've got housing that is totally unaffordable because we brought in millions of illegal immigrants to compete with Americans for scarce homes. The people that I'm most worried about in Springfield, Ohio, are the American citizens who have had their lives destroyed by Kamala Harris's open border. It is a disgrace, Tim. And I actually think, I agree with you. I think you want to solve this problem, but I don't think that Kamala Harris does.
Senator, your time.
Wow. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Here is Corey Lewandowski breaking it down for us. And what's great about this clip is that he spits fire. He spits fire. He spits facts. And Jim Acosta, who's just, he's always been a thorn in the side of truth, has nothing to say but one thing. Watch.
Americans, why? You know what I can say, Jim? I can say that 13,099 murders were let into this country, 16,000 rapists, 425,000 people in the last 4 years have been let into this country by by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's own Customs and Border Protection that are running
Corey,
around this country, Jim.
The other thing, too, it's Kamala
committing
Harris.
crimes.
I don't know. Why do you guys say Kamala? That is, it's Kamala Harris.
Jim, we know that they're committing crimes against Americans. Why can't these individuals talk about the individuals who've been killed by illegal immigrants? 13,099 murderers have been let into this country by this administration's own accounting, and you guys don't want to talk about it. You know what?
All he wants to talk about is the correct pronunciation of Kamala Harris's name as he's spitting truth to his face. So from journalists being manhandled to millions of unchecked migrants pouring in, this border crisis isn't just a political issue. It's a matter of free press, national security, and the very future of our republic. So we have to ask you, what are they trying to hide? What will it take for our leaders to prioritize American safety and interests? We want to hear from you. Have you witnessed similar incidents in your community? Share your stories in the comments below. Your voice is crucial in exposing the truth. And now we want to hear from you in real time in the chat room. Let's see what you guys, your real-time reactions. We don't have the resources from Doug. He says, one dinosaur said to the other, pull my hair. I don't know what that means. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay. LC. J.D. Vance was born impoverished to an absentee father and addicted mother. He worked his way up through the Marine Corps and used the education benefits to become summa cum laude at Yale Law. Respect. And of course, Tim Walz likes to somehow use his J.D. Vance's education as like it's a bad thing. We need Trump, that's for sure. Trump better win, says Phantom Meadow. Trump, why am I on slow mode? Brian, is slow mode enabled? It must be. So sick how they treat who's supposed to be. What does slow mode do? Well, you can only type like every... I see. So it prevents chats, so you can only chat once every 30 seconds? Why don't we take that off and see what happens? Well, okay, let's see. It does what? It does, really? Okay. Well, it's really hard. I can't tell a difference here from what's a rumble. No, I don't see it. Okay. Let's get to our second segment of the night. Okay. America, we're facing a perfect storm of crises. The longshoreman strike has crippled our ports. Hurricane Helene has devastated communities, and now panic buying is sweeping the nation. Shelves are emptying, people are hoarding, and once again, toilet paper is the hot commodity. But here's the kicker. There's been a major development in these strike situations. So stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal could change everything, while Biden and FEMA continue to fail those suffering in Helene's wake. Now, folks, in times of crisis, your health is your wealth, and let's face it, stress ages you faster than anything. But what if I told you there's a way to turn back the clock? It's not magic, it's science. As we age, our bodies produce less collagen, leading to wrinkles and sagging skin. But here is the secret. Supplementing with the right types of collagen can help. That's why I take this incredible collagen powder. It combines the top 5 critical types of collagen for skin health. Visit healthwithgary.com now and get 51% off plus VIP coaching and an ebook on foods for amazing skin. Your body will thank you. Now, some breaking news just a few moments ago. Biden decided to go out and talk to the press. And we really have a perfect storm here. We got the longshoreman strike. We've got the news of that. We've got this natural disaster in the Southeast. And here's how Biden responds to this. He has to be reminded about the storm.
When the storms, Liz Cheney not only did something for courage, but physical courage. She had her father's daughter.
What do the states in the storm zone need, Mr. President?
Okay?
What do the states in the storm zone, what do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need. They're very happy across the board. So we just got to keep, I'm going to have to go back to the Congress and get some more money for things. Liz Cheney.
What storm? Which one are you talking about? How many storms have happened in this country in the last 72 hours that this guy needs to be reminded of? He was just there for a photo op with Kamala. Roger Stone, just an hour ago, he got a message from a friend in Tennessee. This is pretty bad. Roger is blank. We've got a nightmare going on here in Northeast Tennessee and Northwest North Carolina. Help is not coming. There's dead bodies floating in the water and sewage, and this is going to be a health crisis. Not only that, but Mayorkas is saying they just don't have the money, and I talked to Blank and his wife for an hour. She told me they have another $20 billion. They're just refusing to do anything because they're communists and they hate the people and they don't care of people if people die. That's basically what we're facing here. Someone must call them governors in these red states to send helicopters to help these people, to bring food and water and rescuers, and to use the rainy day funds. I know we have over $10 billion in rainy day funds in the state of Tennessee that need to come out and help these people. They're going to die. And these are all Trump voters we're talking about, which is why it was purposely allowed to happen. The water is getting higher. I'm not sure how much longer I can hang on. Now our phone is dead. Thank you, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. A direct message from Roger Stone about just how bad it is. Now here's some good news. We're learning that the strike is over. ILA Local 333 just announced they are going back to work tonight. A ENTIS agreement was reached, wages to go up by 62%. Union for 45,000 U.S. dock workers agreed to suspend strike until January 15th. And here is the Port of Baltimore. Sean Farash, ILA Union announces it will suspend its strike until January 15th and hopes a new contract can be negotiated, according to Associated Press. But here's the thing. As the news spread of the longshoreman strike, and in combination with the natural disaster in the Southeast, people began to panic. And they're panicking now. This is all video from today, that the hoarding has already begun. People are in the Walmarts, and they are in the Costco's, and they are hoarding everything. Brian, go vertical. The hoarding has already begun because of this. Look at this. Ian Miles Chong, the hoarding has begun. The longshoreman strike will ensure that you have no food or anything for months. So the damage has already started. Brian, go horizontal, please. The hoarding has begun because everybody knows that the strike is going to happen. The word hasn't hit them yet that the strike is going to be paused until after the holiday, after Christmas, after the new year. But that doesn't stop them. Look at these lines at this Costco. People are freaking out. Okay, and now, again, we've got twin disasters happening here. The longshoreman strike, and we've got the natural disaster. Here is Asheville, North Carolina. This appears to be, this might be a Costco as well. Not sure. Yeah, this looks like a Costco. This is a Walmart. Forgive me. Here we go. Wednesday, October 2nd, Walmart Airport Road in Asheville, North Carolina. Hurricane Helene aftermath. Let's watch this. Brian, go vertical, please.
We're trying our best to get you guys out of the hospital. Please be patient and understanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone here for prescriptions only? Prescriptions only.
Well, we didn't make it for the milk. Or Wednesday, October 2nd.
Oh my.
It's gone.
Okay, now it's really like the apocalypse.
Completely barren shelves.
More empty aisles.
Holy cow. Everything's gone.
It's literally the apocalypse.
I've never seen anything like this.
I misspoke. They have showers outside of Walmart on Airport Road.
So this is, again, when you see people who are trying to sell you survival equipment or survival food, it's these moments that you need to have that stuff. This is not a shameless pitch here, but if you go to preparewithgary.com, you can get your stuff. But even that company is having a very difficult time. My Patriot Supply, who we've partnered with at preparewithgary.com, they're having issues with partners unable to get supplies to North Carolina because they don't have FEMA permission.
Aren't even. Well, Joe, that's actually kind of ties up with something that I've been reporting earlier, that Pete Buttigieg, through the FAA, issued a NOTAMs saying that drones aren't even allowed to fly over these areas where you've got people, again, in isolated areas where they don't have access to communications. This is the hill country. They don't have access to roads in many of these cases. And so they're just trying to get information out, number one, that they're alive, and number two, that they need assistance. And they won't let civilian drones, civilian aircraft assist. They're talking about helicopters, some of the civilian pilots being threatened with arrest. And now just walk me through that again. I know we were talking about it during the break. You're saying that some of your partners, is this the actual trucks, that they're saying the trucks need a special permission to be able to, we're not talking about blocked roads. The roads are open, but you're saying they're still not allowed to go even though it's just humanitarian assistance?
Yeah, that's some of the reports that I received through some of my contacts who are trying to provide assistance. We're trying to get some long-term emergency water to the people in North Carolina, and they're being told that they need special requirements from FEMA in order to enter these certain areas. And so we're trying to find the workarounds for that. But those are some of the reports that I've been getting in, and we're trying to find different ways in which we can get this product to those who desperately need it. But yes, we are being blocked in some places that are just simply blocking us from providing that assistance.
They are being actively blocked right now. People are suffering, and FEMA is blocking people. Store shelves are empty. They can't get what they need. Dutch Sense posting, why is everyone buying toilet paper? Is this the follower lemming effect? One person sees someone with a bunch of toilet paper, and then others do the same thing. Are they planning on reselling it? I don't understand. Is everyone crapping more? And here you see, look at these people. Look at all the toilet paper people are snagging up. It's like the pandemic all over again. Look at that. How many that person has? They got the store brand. They've got the Kirkland brand. They've got the Charmin brand. It's out of control. And here's a clip here. This is actually beautiful. When I saw this clip, I saw it and I viewed it through the contrast of Kamala Harris choosing Tim Walz to be her vice presidential running mate. And the more I see Tim Walz publicly after the debate, they're trying to portray him as some folksy guy. He was handpicked to try to appeal to the flyover country that the elite despise. But the thing is that J.D. Vance, he's legit. He's a real redneck. And you can't argue that. You can't counterbalance that with J.D. Walz. And look at him here. Let's just play the clip here. This is J.D. Vance and his wife in Damascus, Virginia, comforting the victims of Hurricane Helene. And I'm just looking at his attire. He's got like a mesh trucker hat on. He looks like a regular guy. And I don't feel like this is staged. I feel like this is genuine. Like so much we see from the Kamala Harris campaign, it's all staged. Everything is choreographed specifically to present an image to the American people, to try to sell a candidate. Right? It's all marketing. It's all AstroTurf. But when I see J.D. Vance here, I don't personally, like in my gut, I don't feel it. I don't feel like this is the same type of marketing or a candidate crafting an image. Let's watch.
Mount folks from First Baptist Church that have been cleaning out the church. They've been doing all the hard work. How y'all doing? This is the pastor. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, ma'am. There we go. God bless it. Good to meet some fellow hillbillies, ma'am. God bless you.
Grew up a lot like you.
Thank you, sir.
I made it to be president of $3.6 billion.
Well, that's fantastic. Knock on wood. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you. Yeah. Well, bless you, man. I'm rooting for you. Proud of you.
Jason Berry, County Administrator.
Okay.
Thank you for being
good to meet you, Jason.
Yeah. It's good to be deal, but we're here.
And we're the pastor of the church is. Hey, there. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for your service. Yeah, it's good to be here. God bless you, Mike. Absolutely. Sir, I just want to say hello. God bless you. Thank you. So, Pastor, tell me a little bit about the church. So, I heard about 200 folks worship regularly. Okay. And it's
Lots of kids.
It was up to the rafters of the church.
Yeah, the roof of the pavilion.
Okay.
So where my office is, I measured 10 feet. In the back, 10 feet.
I see. Wow.
Yeah. And I drove out whenever the van moved and the trash can moved, and I knew I had to get out, go back home, and came back and watched from the bridge.
Sure.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it was devastating. It was really hard to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure it was hard to watch. So
this is not a stage photo op. This is real, genuine concern for the people. And you're seeing it in real time. It's a complete contrast to the phony AstroTurf that we see from the Kamala Harris campaign.
And where is everybody? I mean, a lot of folks that worship with you.
They're in town, outside of town, just, probably radius between Abingdon, Damascus, and Mount.
So at least the longshoreman strike is over. News will soon spread of that, but I don't think that's going to stop the hoarding because we have some serious disaster happening. Of course, Joe Biden blames Congress, though.
But folks, this entire project is going to cost billions of dollars, not tens of thousands, not millions, not a billion, billions of dollars, because it goes through so many states. And Congress has an obligation to me, it seems to me, to ensure the states have the resources they need.
And what about the resources you keep sending to Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan? The billions of dollars you send without even blinking, without even asking for an audit trail. But when the American people step up and ask for support, you hand out checks for $750, Joe? You are a disgrace to this country. Brian Kemp says he was outraged. He had to call the White House after only 11 of the 90 counties hit were included in the FEMA disaster declaration. Rural counties neglected.
when the first emergency declarations came down, there was only 11 counties in that. A lot of people were outraged, including me, because there was such devastation in up to 90 counties. So we called the White House. We spoke to the president's chief of staff, the FEMA administrator, and said, look, you're sending the signal that you're not paying attention to some of these rural communities.
And it's because they don't care. They're Trump supporters. They do not care at all. At least Ron DeSantis is stepping up to the plate. He's stepping up to the plate not just with respect to disaster relief, but prior to the longshoreman strike shutting down, he pledged to the National Guard to go to the ports. He doesn't have to do that now.
At my direction, the Florida National Guard and Florida State Guard will be deployed to critical ports affected to maintain order and, if possible, resume operations, which would otherwise be shut down.
So that's not happening now, thank God. And Pete Buttigieg, he has ordered grounding of private drone flights in Hurricane Helene flood rescue zones. People are asking, what is it? What are they hiding? Personally, I think it's when these drones go up, they are catching the sheer magnitude of the devastation. The drone footage gets published on social media. It goes viral. And it shows the extent of the lack of support that the federal government is providing these people. So, I order the grounding of it, right? That's what he says. It's because they don't want you to see what is really happening. And FEMA apparently is running out of money. We reported on this just the other day because they gave all the money to illegals. They've spent it all. Brian, go vertical on this one, please.
$1 billion in North Carolina is underwater, 1,000 people missing. While Pinellas County, we had 11 deaths, and we have a majority of our residents that aren't going to be able to come back to their homes because they're completely destroyed. You have Mayorkas, the Biden-Harris administration, and radical leftists in Washington, mostly in the Democrat Party, gave illegals $1.1 billion in housing assistance. People that never paid into the system. Mind you, they wouldn't have been here in the first place if they weren't campaigning on open borders, but that's a separate video. You should be pissed. And if you think as a legislator, I'm not pissed, and I don't see the games that happen in Washington hoping that you're not paying attention, because that's how it goes up there, is they hope the American people are too busy working to pay attention to the crap that they're doing. I'm telling you, you need to get out and vote, because this is not going to stop. It's just going to continue with the inflation, with the border security issues, and now we have Americans that are literally dying, not being able to get assistance, and the administration says, it's okay, we'll give you $750. Meanwhile, they said our tax dollars overseas to fund countries that don't need it, and they give it to illegal immigrants.
That's the truth right there. We've also got some footage here from Ivanka Trump, Tyler Carditis. Ivanka Trump was even in the house talking to the folks there. Elon Musk has been there. Let's listen in.
All right, sir, can I have your name, please?
John H. Kiner III.
Horizontal, please. What are you doing here?
I'm a pilot for I own Aerolux Aviation out of Nashville, Tennessee, with a couple other guys. And we're here to help all the people that are stranded after the storm.
I can raise it up here. Come on.
Just basically, we're in Nashville, Tennessee. Saw the news of what was going on. And we decided, let's go help.
And what has been your experience? Because there's been a lot of outrage and a lot of questions about the federal government's response. With you being here on the ground and in the air,
yes.
What has been your takeaway from how they've handled this disaster?
Well, there is a complete and utter lack of federal government response. We think whoever's in charge right now flew by yesterday through the TFR. I've seen nobody on the ground. Ivanka Trump came yesterday, talked to us. Elon Musk guy's been here talking to us. Glenn Beck is here now talking to us. Have seen no one from the federal government to help out at all. Nobody.
And what do you think about that?
To be honest, it just pisses me off. This is our country. We should be being taken care of priority one instead of all the other countries. It enrages everybody here. 90% of us, there's about 100 to 150 volunteers here at this site. 90% of us are retired military. And it just pisses us off because we sweat blood, sweat and tears for this country, and they don't give back whatsoever.
And so what are some of the successes that you guys have been doing and that you've seen through this volunteer operation?
Oh, yeah. So we have multiple entities. Some of the guys live here in this town. We came from Nashville, Tennessee. There's guys from Texas. Everybody comes here. We've consolidated here. Everybody is starting to work together really, really well. Hundreds of thousands of pounds of water, fuel, oxygen, medicine, insulin, all that stuff we have been taking to people's houses and delivering to them. So insane amount of help just from normal civilians.
And how are all those supplies being procured?
There's a lot of businesses are donating them. They come in 18-wheeler loads. I'm not sure who the businesses are. All I know is 18-wheelers full of water show up, food, grocery stores. I think Ingles around here, the grocery stores donate a lot of food. And we consolidated here. We have 3 aircraft that we brought with us, and we consolidated into 400-pound packages per aircraft. And we get the locals call us with a grid or address where they need food and water or medicine. We fly it out there and land in their yard and drop it off to them.
Can you estimate how many deliveries you guys have made?
Oh, goodness grief. Last 2 days, rough estimate, probably 100,000 pounds of food, water, and mainly food and water, and then, of course, medicine. Today, I dropped off 14 bottles of oxygen at one place.
What does this area need the most that you're aware of?
Honestly, this area the most needs construction crews. We have plenty of water and food. I don't mean to say plenty of water and food like we don't need any more. We have a lot on hand that we can distribute. They need road clearance and people to rebuild the roads. A lot of the roads are completely destroyed. When I say completely destroyed, they are gone. There is not even 20 feet of road to drive over.
And what's the one thing that you want the rest of the country to know about what's happening here?
To be 100% honest, the rest of the country, I want them to know normal, everyday Americans make the difference. Don't depend on the federal government. They're not here to help you.
All right, sir, can I have your name, please?
From empty shelves to communities struggling without federal aid, we're witnessing a breakdown on multiple fronts. But there's hope on the horizon with this strike development. The question is, will it be enough? Now, have you seen the impact of these crises in your area? Are you one of the many failed by FEMA and the Biden administration in Helene's aftermath? Share your stories in the comments. Your experiences could be the wake-up call that this nation needs. Now, let's get to your real-time comments. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Lori says, good versus evil. Roll me one Kenobis here. MAGA. People helping people. That's what this is about. But the feds don't want that. They want absolute control over the situation. Pothead Kenny says Biden and Harris let illegals in and they're letting Americans struggle or die. Daniel says that the corporatists and globalists are trying to break our country. That's true. Sammy Smith says FEMA wasn't on the ground earlier today. It's been 5 days. Yeah, I believe that's true. Isn't that what our document calls for too? Wait a second. What did I send you earlier? Okay. I thought it was correct. Okay. So I'm sorry, guys. Pardon me on the stream here. So you're saying that my reads are not going to line up with what you have on screen? Well, I sent you the Thursday list. Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. Okay. Keeping it real here. Zelensky has billions. Ask him for a loan. Trump talked to Elon Musk, and he was going to get the satellite for phones set up service, and now Biden's taking credit for it. Yeah, we saw that, Joe Carroll. Rachel, yes, vote all the way red down the line. Power Off says it'll be 600 once Kirk plows through. Is there another hurricane on the horizon? Is there another hurricane? Come on. These people cannot handle that. Hurricane Kirk? Oh boy. Okay, Hurricane Kirk looks like it's going to be mostly pushed out to the Atlantic. And it looks like it's going to go to Europe. So I'm sure that that Biden will send them billions in aid while our own people suffer. Hurricane Kamala, yeah, that's a better way to put it, right, Michael? Let's see. Sure You says Next News Network, new hurricane, not that I'm aware of nearby. No, it looks like it's really out in the Atlantic. Daniel says even if Trump wins, the Democrats will be sure to leave this country in shambles for him. They don't care about us. Yeah, Ari's looks like it's not going to hit the United States. Michael GT, our local Walmart paper products wiped out yesterday, and it's ongoing. Good evening from York. What's up, Rachel? Okay. D. Willis asks if my fly is open. No, it's not. But I'm not wearing pants anyway, so I don't have a fly. Of course. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, Freebird Flies says there's a system right outside the middle of the Gulf. Outside the middle of the Gulf? Kirk is in the middle of the Atlantic. Wait a minute. Hurricane Kirk in the Atlantic. Yeah. Okay. Brian, are we ready to go to the next one? Okay. All right. Tonight, we're celebrating a massive victory for free speech and the First Amendment. Governor Gavin Newsom's attempt to silence political parody and memes has been absolutely demolished in federal court, but this is not just about California, folks. This ruling has implications for the entire nation. And wait till you hear how even Elon Musk got involved. Plus, we've got Chris Coles, the man behind it all, with exclusive reaction to break down what this means for the future of political discourse in America. Now, listen up. While we are fighting for our freedoms, we can't forget about our health. You know what's stealing your vitality? Low testosterone. Most guys blame age or genetics, but there's a hidden culprit. It's not junk food or sugar. It's something you've been told is healthy. This one food is wrecking your T levels, and you're probably eating it daily, but here's the good news. Cutting it out could transform your energy and motivation. Our friends at V-Shred, they've got the scoop. Head over to sculptnation.com/NNN now to watch their free video. It could be the key to unlocking your true potential. Now, let's get into the topic now. Mr. Reagan posting victory. Lawsuit against Newsom has been won. According to the judge, AB 2839 does not pass constitutional scrutiny. because the law does not use the least restrictive means available for advancing the state's interests here. As plaintiffs persuasively argue, counter speech is less restrictive alternative to prohibiting videos such as those posted by plaintiff, no matter how offensive or inappropriate someone may find them. Especially as to political speech, counter speech is the tried and true buffer and elixir, not speech restriction. And he says, thank you to Ted Frank and his amazing legal team who made this happen. Now, I contacted Mr. Reagan today to get comments, and here he is, Chris Coles, a.k.a. Mr. Reagan, celebrating a major court victory. Let's listen in.
What do they call? Hey, Gary. This is Chris Coles, Mr. Reagan. I want to talk a little bit about my court case victory. This is what do they call it? A preliminary injunction. But yeah, the judge seemed to side with us pretty strongly. We kind of knew which way this was going to go because this bill was so unconstitutional. This law was so unconstitutional. It was ridiculous, a violation of First Amendment rights. And we won the right to continue to meme, which I absolutely love. Even Elon Musk congratulated me, which is fantastic. Thank you so much, Elon Musk. I told him, look, I will fight in a war with you any day, Elon Musk. Let's do this again. And that's what we're really doing, aren't we? We're all trying to fight in a war against the leftist craziness that is trying to violate our First Amendment rights, violate our Second Amendment rights, violate the entire Constitution. Why? Because all they care about is money and power, and we're trying to keep America free. So it wasn't the biggest victory in the world, I don't think. I feel like November is going to be 1,000 times bigger, but it was one of those important moments. And everybody's got to go vote. Everybody's got to vote for Donald Trump. We can keep America free, but we got to fight for it.
Thank you for that, Chris. Now, Chris Coles really set off a shitstorm when he posted a video that started this whole thing. And he's been making even more. He's already on his 5th parody video. We've got that. He posted that a couple days ago. But this video here is what set off Gavin Newsom. This was back in September 17th. This triggered the governor of California to make this parody video illegal in violation of the Constitution of the United States. And it got over 100 million views. So if you haven't seen it, let's watch.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. Do you think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, Oh, Mr. Reagan. Now, September 17th, giving you some backstory here. We at Hamlink Law filed a lawsuit against the Attorney General and Secretary of State of California on behalf of Mr. Reagan, the creator of the YouTube parody that Elon Musk retweeted to enjoin enforcement of these unconstitutional bills. Like, they freaked out so bad over this meme that they passed legislation that triggered a lawsuit and an injunction. How much time and money was wasted over a freaking meme? Here's Gavin Newsom bragging about it. Mr. Reagan, this is back in September 18th. He says, "I'd like to personally thank Gavin Newsom for unintentionally making my AI parody go viral again."
There are a lot of deepfakes out there. There's not a lot of disclosure. There's not a lot of labeling. So among the many AI bills that are on the desk are 3 specific election-related bills.
Do you want to sign some laws?
I just thought, why waste your time with a politician unless they're going to do something for you? There's 2.
2 are signed, and 3 are signed.
And this is now official. That is now injunctive relief if you do any of those deepfake election misrepresentations. So that's how easy it is to govern in California. There are a lot of deepfakes out there.
And yeah, well, now we're laughing at you because you just got smacked down by the court. Should we see his next parody? His 5th parody? Man, these things are great. Before we do, though, so I was going on Mr. Reagan's X feed as I was tracking this story, and he posted something we covered the other day, and it was John Kerry advocating for obliterating the First Amendment. And it's really important that if you saw this before, I'm going to play it again. I don't like doing repeats of videos. It's like, it kind of just gets worn out. But this is really dangerous because it gives us it shows us the perspective of these people who want to destroy your rights. These are the people who at one point, like John Kerry, swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And I don't even understand how they can get to this point. We're saying that the First Amendment's a roadblock. I mean, these people clearly are now openly advocating pure hatred towards our founding documents. I mean, this is, thankfully, he's not running for anything, but he's hanging out with all the globalists. Listen to this.
And so what you need is so tough. Everybody's wrestling with that right now. And I think the dislike of and
I want to point out he's at the World Economic Forum.
Anguish over social media is just growing and growing and growing. And it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue. It's really hard to govern today. You can't, there's the referees we used to have to determine what's a fact and what isn't a fact are kind of, been eviscerated to a certain degree. And
he's talking about the media gatekeepers who have lost control of the narrative because of shows like this, because of people like Mr. Reagan. They've lost control of the narrative because, 2, 5, 7, and 9, ABC, CBS, NBC, they don't control the narrative like they did 50 years ago. Because you can pick up your smartphone and you can document something that's happening right in front of you, give your perspective and post it online and bypass all of the roadblocks that would have been 50 years ago. And he's troubled by that. This is a problem for John Kerry. Your speech is a problem because we can't get consensus. Because he wants consensus from his globalist buddies, from his Democrat dictators. He wants to get consensus, but he doesn't want your voice to contribute to that argument, to that back and forth. Because what makes this country great is that we have dialogue, that we can discuss the issues, and the greatest ideas will come to the surface. The worst will get pushed down. And that's what's great about what this injunction is with Mr. Reagan's case. And what that judge said, we need more speech, not restricting it. And when I look at a lot of this AI stuff out there, these parody videos, or I see, everyone's doing it now. They're creating these deep fakes where you have a politician or someone speaking something they would never have said. And I see it no different than the caricatures or the comics of old, when you would see in the newspaper and you'd see these caricatures of politicians and doing things and saying something. It's the same. It's all in the same vein. It's all creative art that is designed to express a message of truth and to inform people through satire and comedy. But this is a roadblock for these people. They don't want your voice to add to that work for consensus. It's only what they want to be put on this table. Let's continue.
In fact, they've kind of, been eviscerated to a certain degree. And people go, and that people self-select where they go for their news or for their information. And then you just get into a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this. And there's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities in order to guarantee that you're going to have, some accountability on facts, et cetera. But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So,
No. That's what the First Amendment is for. That's exactly what the First Amendment is for, is to hammer the lies out of existence. That's why this channel exists, to counter the lies of the so-called authoritative news that MSNBC celebrates on the platform YouTube or CNN. Those guys have been pushing lies and misinformation for years and years and years. So we act as a counterbalance to their lies. But because they don't like the facts that we do, the facts that we counter with, they want to destroy channels like this, voices like ours. So his entire argument is flawed from the beginning.
Entities, in order to guarantee that you're going to have, some accountability on facts, et cetera. But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So what we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change. Now, obviously, there are some people in our country who are prepared to implement change in other ways. And that's really so tough. Everybody's wrestling.
This guy is an absolute mess. You guys want to watch that? Should we watch that now? I haven't seen this one yet. This is Mr. Reagan's Kamala Harris ad parody number 5. Oh my. Some of the stuff, it's like I don't even like seeing the words. Well, okay, let's just play.
Already here. When Joe and I opened the border, flooding America with tens of millions of illegal aliens, we thought voters would think we were kind and generous.
You serious?
But it turns out Trump was right. They're not sending their best.
They're not sending their best.
Turns out that they are, in fact, bringing drugs, bringing crime, bringing their rapists, and apparently they're eating the cats.
Eat the cat. eat the cat.
But when I'm president, things will be different. I'm like an abusive boyfriend who promises to stop beating up his girlfriend if she agrees to marry him. If you elect me president, I promise to stop destroying the country. I know I've been bad, but trust me, baby, I can change. My plan to stop illegal immigration is simple. I'm going to fly all the homeless people from every third world country on the planet into our country. Every lunatic from every asylum, every murderer, rapist, and violent criminal. About 712 million people. Once all 712 million are here in the U.S., problem solved. You can't illegally immigrate if you're already here. Even Republicans have to admit that's good logic. This election is about looking forward. America is like the Titanic, and I think it's about time we had a woman manning the wheel.
We are not going back.
Mr. Reagan.
When Joe and I opened the border...
Oh, man, that was too good. That was too good. Elon Musk congratulating Mr. Reagan, scoring one for the people's right for free speech. Federal judge blocks California law banning election deep fakes. Gavin Newsom is on the ropes. So this victory against Newsom's censorship isn't just a win for California, it's a win for America. But the fight for free speech is far from over. November is coming, and with it a chance to solidify these freedoms at the ballot box. So what do you think? Is this court ruling enough, or do we need more safeguards for our First Amendment rights? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember, your voice, your vote, and even your memes, they all matter in this ongoing battle for liberty. Congratulations to Mr. Reagan. That was awesome. Oh, man, I love that guy, dude. I could not believe what he pulled off. I messaged him today when I saw that. And I said, man, like, how did you pull that off so fast? It came out of nowhere. Like, suddenly he had this lawsuit, like, boom. And all right, this is what, September 17th, and it's now October 3rd, and the judge has already ruled. I mean, it's crazy to think just how fast that this thing went through. I mean, the meme went out. Gavin Newsom launches the bill. The lawsuit's filed, and it gets struck down preliminary injunction, which is all a really good sign. Oh, man. Amazing. Okay, so what do you guys think? What do you guys think? If you look up word salad on Google, what do you see the most? FEMA is broke. If she's snoring, what? Oh, my. Let's see. I'm glad most judges aren't like the ones in New York City. Freedom still matters, says Raymond. They're doing us dirty. I just learned what they're really about. Truth still matters. What about Bigfoot, brah? You want to talk about Bigfoot? We'll get to Bigfoot. What's up with T-Mobile? What happened? Something happened with T-Mobile? Okay, let's get to the... yeah, it was the... Let me... Just a second, guys. Let me just pull something up for Brian here. It was, let's see. No, it was this. It was in the second segment. Let's see. Okay. Just a second, guys. Just gotta do some housekeeping. for you. There you go. And let's get to the fourth topic. What, Brian? Okay. Okay. I'm ready. Folks, the mask has finally slipped. MSNBC, the bastion of so-called objective journalism, has been caught red-handed. An undercover investigation has revealed what many of us have long suspected. This network is nothing more than a propaganda machine for the Harris-Biden administration. But it's not just about biased reporting anymore. No, what we've uncovered goes far beyond that. We're talking about direct collusion with a political campaign. And trust me, when you hear the details, you'll be as shocked at just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Now, America, while the mainstream media is busy deceiving you, our country's financial foundation is crumbling. Our national debt has skyrocketed past $35 trillion. The government's borrowing just to pay interest, digging us deeper into a hole. Meanwhile, gold prices are soaring past $2,400 an ounce. Smart money is shifting from paper promises to real wealth, gold and silver, just as our Constitution intended. If you have funds sitting idle in a low-interest account or 401k, it is time to act. Call Global Gold Investments at 888-700-4148 now. Mention Next News for VIP treatment and a free 2024 Wealth Protection Guide. Remember, if you don't have gold, you don't have true wealth. Now, this is breaking news. This really, this just happened today, just 5 hours ago. It was released by James O'Keefe and the O'Keefe Media Group. An MSNBC producer admits MSNBC is doing all that they can to help the Harris campaign. Now, let's be honest here. We all know just how bad they are. It's not a secret. We see it. It's right before our very eyes. But it's different when you hear them admit it to a love interest on a hidden camera. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, before we jump into this clip, I want to share with you some of these other just absolutely caustic and toxic, the language that comes out of these people's mouth. Now, Joy Reid, honestly, I do not know how she can be allowed to stay on television. Now, Donald Trump has been the focus of several assassination attempts. And thank God he has survived them. But the violent rhetoric that comes out of the left on platforms like MSNBC is truly shocking. These people are enablers of violence because they fill people's heads up with these delusions, constantly saying that Donald Trump is no better than Hitler and he must be exterminated. And now here we have Joy Reid. I mean, this is explicitly what she's doing here, is calling for violence.
And so I think that the people who want the fist fight are the base of the Democratic Party. Democrats want to see someone get up there and give a knuckle sandwich to Donald Trump. That's what they want. But that is not.
That's the language she's putting out there. She's advocating for this language. Here's more.
It is calculated, right? I mean, Donald Trump isn't just a doddering fool who happens to be racist. He's a calculated person who is not trying to grow his vote share. He's trying to speak into the id of a particular kind of voter about when he says we have to call out Detroit, Philly, and Atlanta. We have to go into Philly, Detroit, Atlanta. He lost Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan in 2020, which is how he lost the election. It's why he's under indictment for attempting to steal those races. What he's telling his voters, his small, his share of extreme MAGA voters, these blacks are stealing the election. Black Haitians are violent cannibals. Black people are the enemy. Black people are going to be responsible if and when I lose, and you are permitted through my language to do violence to them if necessary to stop another peaceful transfer of power, because he understands that he is not winning the election. It is calculated.
Can you believe that she said, I don't even know how they allow her to stay on the air. James O'Keefe, though, got to the bottom of it. This is all breaking, brand new. Let's go right to it.
With that, OMG decided to...
So do you feel like MSNBC is doing enough to help the Harris campaign?
I mean, they're doing all they can.
Meet Basil Hamden, a writer and producer for MSNBC's weekend show, Iman. Basil also reveals that, quote, what her message of the day is their MSNBC's message of the day.
What have they done to help the Harris campaign?
Amplify her message. What her message of the day is their message of the day.
Hamden revealed that MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece and is doing anything to get Kamala elected. Hamden says this news network is indistinguishable from the Democratic Party.
So is MSNBC just like doing whatever it takes to get Kamala elected?
Yes. It hammers home the point that I'm making, that this news network is indistinguishable from the party.
Are they just the Democratic Party's mouthpiece?
Exactly.
MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece.
Yes.
Basil calls MSNBC viewers brainwashed and states that MSNBC made their viewers dumber over the years.
Viewers get mad at the guests or the hosts if the hosts were to criticize Democrats. They've made their viewers dumber over the years. I think brainwashing and dumbing down.
It's bad.
Aggressive.
I get it.
Helps Trump.
When she's delivering these messages now, I think she keeps getting better.
Kamala Harris is telling the truth. The hate campaign against Kamala Harris has begun. They purposefully pronounce her name wrong.
But as a black woman, the product of a mixed marriage, she's an inspiration.
I don't know, Nicole, vote for her or don't vote for her, but isn't it great to just have a positive conversation right now?
Last week, we saw Vice President Kamala Harris's first mainstream media solo interview of her presidential run with MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle. Many people were stating how much of a softball interview it was. Here's a clip from that.
I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay.
With that, OMG decided to look into MSNBC and their cozy relationship with the vice president. Meet Basil Hamden, a writer and producer for MSNBC's weekend show, Iman. Hamden's background includes working at the Huffington Post as a news director and being the executive producer for Michael Moore. Basil met our OMG American swiper on the dating app Bumble and divulged about his job to our undercover journalist.
Remind me where you work.
Right now, I'm working at MSNBC.
What do you do? What's your title?
Writer, producer. So I a live news show on the weekends.
Okay, what is it called?
Amen. Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Basil Hamden, producer at MSNBC, states that MSNBC is helping the Kamala Harris campaign, stating they are, quote, amplifying her message. Basil also reveals that, quote, what her message of the day is their MSNBC's message of the day.
So do you feel like MSNBC is doing enough to help?
You know, as I'm watching this with you guys, this section, I mean, it is so obvious. This undercover date, I mean, asking straight up the most pointed questions, and this guy is just spilling the beans.
Remind me where you work.
Right now, I'm working at MSNBC.
What do you do? What's your title?
Writer, producer. So I a live news show on the weekends.
Okay, what is it called?
Amen. Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Basil Hamden, producer at MSNBC, states that MSNBC is helping the Kamala Harris campaign, stating they are, quote, amplifying her message. Basil also reveals that, quote, what her message of the day is their MSNBC's message of the day.
Wow.
So do you feel like MSNBC is doing enough to help the Harris campaign?
I mean, they're doing all they can.
Which is what? What have they done to help the Harris campaign?
amplify her message. What her message of the day is their message of the day.
Does anyone really trust the healthcare system? Well, thankfully, there still are some good guys left in healthcare. Go to
a lot of the same type of things that would appear on air on MSNBC. It hammers home the point that I'm making, that this news network is indistinguishable from the party.
Are they just the Democratic Party's mouthpiece?
Exactly.
MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece.
Yes. Yes.
So is MSNBC just like doing whatever it takes to get Kamala elected?
Yes. Yes.
Even if there are like clear contradictions that would potentially alienate some of the viewers?
Yes, but unfortunately...
That's bad journalism, right?
It is, but unfortunately, they've made their viewers dumber over the years. Fortunately, they're not brainwashing people with racist propaganda like Fox, but particularly post-Trump, from Trump on, they've really narrowed their audience's mind to the point where even when guests go on their show to criticize Democrats, people get mad at the guests.
It begs the question, why isn't MSNBC's motto, the network indistinguishable from the Democratic Party? Per Basil Hamden, MSNBC is nothing more than a network that is solely based on helping the Democratic candidate, Kamala Harris. Just this week, MSNBC panelist Eddie Glaude stated Kamala Harris has to win, and if she doesn't, our young children in America will have the threat of being bombed at school because of Donald Trump.
We got to come out and try to figure out how to turn out in large historic numbers, because we got to keep this troglodyte out of office. Because if he comes in, our babies are going to be in danger. Because remember, those young children are going to grow up with the memory of having to not go to school for the threat of bombs. When she needs to bust him in his mouth. I'm saying it like that because he's dangerous. He's dangerous to particular people.
These are very peculiar people that are at MSNBC. Basil Hamden, producer at MSNBC, dives even further into how MSNBC hosts and guests are so in sync, they will finish each other's sentences.
Do you feel like MSNBC doesn't necessarily tell the truth?
I think they do from their perspective, yeah. They do.
But from like an objective standpoint?
It's very partisan Democrat. Their problem, and I think they would have a bigger audience, it would be if they were less tied to the Democratic Party itself. They should be progressive. They should tell the truth from a progressive perspective, but they shouldn't be tied to a political party.
How are they currently tied to the Democratic Party?
They just are way too cozy with Democratic politicians.
How? I can't tell.
If you watch an interview with a Democratic politician, they just finish each other's sentences. The anchor and the politician are just in total agreement about everything.
While
Go check out James's X feed and his YouTube channel to get the full clip of that. And what's interesting is they talked about what you saw there was that viewers would get mad when a guest would contradict or go against the narrative. We have one of those moments right here for you. This is going viral as we speak. MSNBC is stunned when a never Trump guest they invited on to bash Trump changes his mind on the air. Watch this.
You said it will for you after that. Why was it important for you to say no more Trump because of his January 6th conduct? And do you stand by that?
No, I don't stand by it. And I'll tell you why. I've now lived 4 years under the Biden-Harris policies. And I have to say that those policies are not only becoming an existential threat to our country's way of life, but to our allies as well.
So when you,
and
I'll let you finish, but this is so striking. You said it was a no for me after that, after January 6th.
I did.
And here we are right now.
I did.
And you're saying it's a yes for you.
It is a yes for me. It is an absolute yes for me. That is how badly the Biden-Harris team have prosecuted their job.
But the whole point you seem to be making was that January 6th and that kind of attack on democracy is bigger than any policy.
I am seeing so many attacks on democracy that eclipse January 6th.
Wow. They let that go out on the air. not happy at all, for sure. And just a few hours ago, MSNBC, speaking of January 6th, asked Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren if she has retained counsel or updated her passport because Trump is coming for her.
Congresswoman, I want to start with you because you and the other members of the January 6th Select Committee have been publicly targeted or threatened or warned that Trump is coming for you. I wonder, as the polls appear pretty close, if you've done anything to prepare for that, if you've retained counsel or updated your passport, or if you're doing anything differently.
No, I haven't. If you look in the Constitution, there is only one mention of immunity, and that's for members of Congress in their official capacity. We may not. Place for our work on that committee.
So do you take him seriously when he threatens folks like yourself?
Oh, I do take him seriously, but he's someone who I doubt he's ever read the Constitution. Certainly, he's unaware of the constraints within it. So, I think he means what he says. Whether he could actually accomplish it is something else again.
So the revelation of MSNBC's collusion with the Harris campaign is more than just a media scandal. It is a direct threat to our republic. When major news networks abandon objectivity to become political operatives, where can the American people turn for the truth? Besides the next news network. We want to hear from you. Have you noticed this bias in MSNBC's reporting? What other networks do you think might be guilty of similar practices? Share your thoughts in the comments because your observations could help expose the full extent of this media corruption. Now let's get your real-time reaction to this story. The current government going to allow donations to disaster relief areas, or are they going to confiscate the donations and give them to illegal aliens? Who knows? James G loves the open chat. What's up? Why does Congress get immunity? Is that why they break every law? Had no idea. The Tick says they all know they're guilty. That's why they're afraid of Trump. Colleen says Jesus is coming for all these evil people. I'm not sure they understand. Oh, they'll understand when it's too late, though. Biggie says over 80% of the people in Congress are not qualified. They're not qualified, so many of them are idiots. Let's see what else. Boone, North Carolina in the house. What's up? Italian Tornadoes here. How you doing? Good to see you. Donna says, I don't watch any other news source but Gary and Sky News. Michael says, I don't watch any corporate media. And that's exactly why John Kerry is so afraid. Because you have freedom of choice now. You've got a lot of options when it comes to sourcing your information. And I do thank you for trusting us here at the Next News Network. Let's get to our next topic of the evening. What many of you have been waiting for. And it's a little softer topic. Little palate cleanser, I like to call. Ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of political turmoil and economic uncertainty, an age-old mystery has resurfaced. That's right, we're talking about Bigfoot. New sightings are popping up across the country, and the footage is, well, you have to see it to believe it. From Oklahoma to California, people are claiming to have encountered the elusive creature. But here is the real question, why now? Is there more to these sightings than meets the eye? So stay tuned because the story is wilder than you can imagine. Now, folks, while we're chasing mysteries like Bigfoot, let's not forget about the mystery of aging. We all want to look younger, but most people are wasting time and money on the wrong solutions. Here's the secret. After age 20, your body produces about 12% less collagen each decade. That's why I take this revolutionary collagen supplement. Unlike typical store-bought products, this combines the top 5 critical types of collagen for skin health. It's formulated to reduce wrinkles, promote elasticity, and give you that youthful glow. Visit healthwithgary.com now for an incredible 51% off plus free VIP coaching and an exclusive ebook. Don't let time win. Fight back with science. Okay, you want to see it? Here's a still shot of Bigfoot that was taken. This is a still frame of the video that has gone viral. It's actually first surfaced by TMZ. It originated on TikTok. The TikTok video got millions of views. But that's just the beginning. Back in October, this video circulated. Now, if you look, I know it's difficult to see. Let's see if we can get a better shot of it. You can see right there.
Creature. All right, just squat it down. Yeah, let me see your camera. I'll do it.
So you can see
the
alleged creature right there.
All right, just squat it down.
In frame. Here is another video of an apparent Bigfoot. They say this is the best one. Bigfoot is real, and you need to know this. You can see the creature there on screen. Now, I don't know if these are just guys in suits making these videos. Certainly could be. But this, I believe this was published some time ago. And of course, there's the famous footage, the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot footage filmed on October 20th, 1967 in Bluff Creek, California. The individual here is apparently taken to AI enhancement and stabilized the video. Famous footage, often referred to as the Patterson-Gimlin film, is one of the most iconic pieces of evidence for the search for Bigfoot. And many people have said that this is a hoax as well. There's even, I remember an old video pointing out they believed this supposed creature was wearing a watch. Why does Bigfoot wear a watch? 4 hours ago, Bigfoot spotted chilling in Oklahoma in a viral video. This is TMZ.com. I think we can pull that up. Bigfoot, no beef, jerking around, possible Sasquatch spotted in Oklahoma. An apparent Bigfoot has made his or her inevitable TikTok debut, and the footage actually the best to date of a Sasquatch in the wild as opposed to a snack commercial. Here's the hairy deal. The video posted Wednesday, gone viral, shows what sure as hell seems to be Bigfoot just chilling against a tree in a wooded area of Lawton. What happened to it? Lawton, about 3 hours from Oklahoma City. The video is only a few seconds long, but it sure does look like something ripped right out of Harry and the Hendersons. The TikToker who posted called this instance the scariest moment of his life. If this really is an elusive Sasquatch, the manimal better be careful, because Lawton's a military town right next to Fort Sill. And let's see, do we have... Okay, here's some other footage. I don't know. This looks like it's totally AI. I don't know. This one seems crazy. Brian, go vertical with this shot here. It's only 5 seconds long, but it looks like maybe a Yeti or something just going crazy. You can see it yanking a person, falling down a cliff. I mean, that's pretty wild footage. So the footage officially in question here. Here it is. This is the viral footage.
Viral, and the reason
here. Good. Okay, we got that. All right, let's go.
The following video has gone viral, and the reason being is people are claiming this is the best footage and video presented of Bigfoot. Now, this comes from a man named Emmanuel. He was in Oklahoma when he said he woke up and saw something in the distance, and when he zoomed in on it, he recorded Bigfoot sitting down against a tree. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you to decide if you think this is real or some sort of joke on his end. Could it be a man in a costume, or did he finally capture solid evidence of Bigfoot? Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
There it is.
The semiconductor
So,
the following video.
That's what's going viral right now. And of course, we've got all this other video that people are talking about. Now, what's interesting is that this post actually did end up getting community noted on X. I did some searching around, and I took a still shot myself, and I zoomed in. I sent it to Brian, sent it around to some friends. And then we find out that this is the actual. Brian, go full screen. This is actually an extended cut of that scene. Apparently, the video itself was for a commercial for a head shop, and this is what we've got. So at the end of the day, it appears that this whole thing was just a big hoax, but that doesn't change the question at all about the existence of Bigfoot. Now, I do personally think that Bigfoot does exist. Bigfoot Head Shop. Y'all, look, our commercial teaser made TMZ. Lawton's local Bigfoot can be found October 19th at our trunk or treat. Come get your photo op. So the Bigfoot Head Shop, apparently behind this video, TMZ thought it was real. New York Post picked it up. Brian, you can go horizontal. New York Post even picked it up. Bigfoot captured in wild viral video by terrified hiker. Drew Hernandez. I mean, this was all over X today. Drew Hernandez, Bigfoot sighting or guy in a suit. Dom Luker, the breaker of narratives. That's where I first saw it. And you can see the readers added context to the video. This is an excerpt from a video advertisement for Bigfoot Head Shop in Lawton, Oklahoma. The full video advertisement can be seen at the following link. And Dom is not happy. He got community noted, but TMZ didn't. The community note's a dead link. Why do the people that truly influence always go through the most? This is unreal. Twitter is so compromised, not even funny. So, Alpha Fox says, I beat you to a breaking story. Yeti sighting 12 hours ago. Again, another community note on that piece. And there's Michelle Obama. But, I mean, you got to look at all the context from all the footage that we've just shown you. Those are just small pieces of people who claim to have captured video. So you could see why something like this would go viral. And people would lose their minds. So, I mean, do you guys think this is real? I mean, do you guys think that Bigfoot exists? I mean, from grainy footage to eyewitness accounts, the Bigfoot phenomenon continues to captivate our imagination. But is it just a harmless distraction, or is there something more to these sightings? In a world of deep fakes and AI, can we trust what we see? We want to hear from you. Have you ever had a Bigfoot encounter? What do you make of these latest sightings? Share your thoughts in the comments. Who knows, your insight might just crack this centuries-old mystery wide open. Okay, let's get to your real-time reactions on this. Willow Raven, Bigfoot Obama. Dale says there is a Bigfoot. Bigfoot has no human DNA, says Nicholas. I told you Big Mike exists. Mike Squatch. Oh, that's funny. Everyone's like, Big Mike. Tez says, I read the book, but my mom told me about them. Didn't believe it till I seen them myself. Oh, really? You've seen one? There's Bigfoot Obama. You guys are hilarious. TMZ, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, right. Yes, that's because that news is more important than hurricane news on MSN. Mr. RC51, this is far left garbage. Kathleen says they're Nephilim, demonic beings. Just enjoying a branch. Don't shoot it. Gary, you're the only Bigfoot, says Eric. Kalu says, I'm sorry, been here listening to the intro with Who's in the House for too long, wasting time. Sorry. Okay, so Kalu must have joined and scrolled to the beginning of the stream. Okay. But, we want to make sure we welcome everybody to the show as much as we can. We want to acknowledge you guys. You're part of the family here. Harris is Sasquatch. Craig says, I wonder what Bigfoot tastes like. Eternal Flame, the strike is over, stop inciting panic. Well, let me just make myself clear. We did declare that the strike was over, but not everybody is aware of that. And you combine that with what's happening in the Southeast with the hurricane destruction, you have a perfect storm. So people are panic buying because of the hurricane disaster. And on top of that, people who don't know about the strike. The news will soon get out there. But a lot of those people don't even know. Yes, the strike was suspended through after, I think, January 15th or 16th. A says, Bigfoot tastes like chicken. Lori says, thank you, Gary, for your awesome channel. Well, thank you for being here, Lori. Genesis 6 explains giants. Yes. That's really a great... I love the book of Enoch and the story of the Nephilim. Really cool stuff. Ides of March says, you were fabulous tonight, Gary. Well, thank you. So, shall we venture into the world of what's going on here? Oh. 5 hours ago. OMG. Trump just bodied Liz Cheney before she takes the stage with Kamala. Let's listen to what happened.
Kamala Harris is out on the campaign trail today with Liz Cheney. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Liz Cheney lost for Congress. She was terrible. Liz Cheney is a stupid war hawk. All she wants to do is shoot missiles at people. I really think it hurts. I think, frankly, if Kamala, I think they hurt each other. I think they're so bad, both of them.
She's a stupid war hawk. Elon Musk, 2 hours ago, the Kamala Dem machine wants to legalize all illegals, which would turn all swing states blue immediately and ensure permanent one-party rule in America. And here is Kamala straight up admitting it. We actually played this clip a couple days ago. I guess we can play it again.
I've been here for years. And as president, I will work with Congress to create, at long last, a pathway to citizenship for hardworking immigrants who have been here for years. For years. And deserve to have a system that works. As your
No, they just want a system that works for the Democrat Party. Let's see what else we got here. It's been over a week, and yet federal troops in North Carolina are yet to be deployed for rescue and recovery efforts for Hurricane Helene. 1,000 soldiers at Fort Liberty on standby. What are you waiting for? Waiting for Joe Biden to wake up and issue the order? Salty Goat says RFK joined Trump, and y'all got Liz Cheney. Do you have any idea how bad you got screwed in that exchange? Oh, this is sad. Matthew Perry's death. A doctor charged in connection with his death, pleading guilty to enabling it. What will Kamala Harris' solution be to address the illegal immigration crisis at the border? Make them citizens.
pathway to citizenship. We should have a bipartisan approach to fixing this problem, which is a long-standing problem.
But what are those solutions?
The solution includes putting resources at the border to do what we can to process people effectively and putting in place laws that actually allow for a meaningful pathway to citizenship.
Nope, you just got to lock the border down. No more people allowed in at all. Hodge Twin says whoever's running FEMA is guilty of treason. Your time is coming when Trump wins. FEMA's spending over $1 billion on illegals while they leave Americans stranded and without help is treasonous. U.S. citizens are dying. Pray for our country. Stephen Miller, the Harris administration sends hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine with even more billions funding illegal immigrants while Americans who've lost everything, homes and lives are expected to survive. $750 for Americans. Ukraine, $175 billion. Disgraceful. This is why the media has zero credibility. Tara Bull. Why Tuesday's vice presidential debate could matter more than history suggests. Look at those headlines side by side. Why VP debates aren't all that important. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable. The only reason they write that headline is because Vance destroyed walls. That was the first article written by Will Weissert. The next one by Nathaniel Rakesh and Amina Brown, maybe? Unreal. That's just disgraceful. Unbelievable, man, these people. FEMA failure in the Southwest. 12 hours ago, Kylie Jane Kremer. FEMA failure in the Southeast. Just alerted by friends in Greenville, South Carolina. There's a massive failure by FEMA to deploy assets to assist those impacted by Hurricane Helene, and they are feeling beyond frustrated and angry. FEMA has 12 medevac EC-135 helicopters sitting there in Greenville. FEMA has 3 C-130 cargo planes sitting in Greenville. FEMA has fuel tankers, ambulances, other equipment ready to deploy sitting in Greenville, as seen in these videos. These planes, helicopters, other equipment have been sitting since Sunday, and they're not doing anything for Americans in need. What is going on? Here you can see the footage that she attached to this message, this post, showing all the military equipment just sitting there idle when it should be helping people. This is disgraceful. Look at all these. They're just sitting there. Those should be out there helping Americans, but they're not. Helicopters sitting there. And they're telling citizens with helicopters, to stay grounded and don't go out and help. But all these helicopters sitting there, idle. Elon Musk says, as a reminder, I'm very much in favor of expedited legal immigration for anyone who is talented, hardworking, and honest. America should be like a pro sports team that wants to win the championship, draft the best players to enable the whole team to win. Obama blasts Bush. This was flashback.
Incompetent, but people of New Orleans and the Gulf Coast extended their hand for help. Help was not there. We can talk about levees that couldn't hold, about a FEMA that seemed not just incompetent, but paralyzed and powerless, about a president who only saw the people from the window of an airplane instead of down here on the ground, trying to provide comfort and aid.
Okay, fine.
That was back in 2008 when Trish Reagan was still on Fox. Okay. So, folks, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. There you have it. What a night it's been. We've covered a lot of ground, and I hope you're as fired up as I am about the state of our nation. We started with a shocking story of journalism under fire. Reporters Terry Newsom and Ben Berquam were physically assaulted while investigating a migrant center in Chicago. It's a reminder of the lengths that some will go to hide the truth about the border crisis. And speaking of crisis, we unveiled the staggering numbers of potential security threats that are flooding into our country, thanks to the incompetence of our so-called leaders. Then we dove into the panic buying sweeping the nation, a perfect storm of longshoremen strikes that are now thankfully paused, and Hurricane Helene's aftermath. It's left shelves empty and communities struggling. But remember, there is a glimmer of hope with that strike development we mentioned. So stay tuned for more on that. We celebrated a massive victory for free speech as Gavin Newsom's attempt to silence political parody was crushed in federal court. Our friend Chris Coles, the man who started it all, also known as Mr. Reagan, he gave us some exclusive reaction about what this means for the future of our First Amendment rights. And let's not forget that bombshell about MSNBC with James O'Keefe and his investigative team. He caught him red-handed colluding with the Harris campaign. It's not just bias anymore. It is full-blown propaganda. And then we ended on a lighter note with the Bigfoot sightings, but even that raises questions about what we can trust in the age of deepfakes and AI and Halloween costumes. Now, I need you to do something for me. Tell a friend about this show. Share it on social media. The powers that be don't want this information getting out, but together we can beat their algorithms and spread the truth. Remember, we also can't do this without your support. The donation link is in the description. Every dollar helps us keep fighting the good fight, bringing you the news they don't want you to hear. Stay vigilant, my friends. The truth is out there, and we'll be back to bring you more of it. Good night, and God bless America.